Matutulog na lang po at araw na na mga puso. Happy Valentine's, guys. All this week on the show, we've been trying to get you ready for Valentine's Day by talking about Valentine's themed segments and topics. Today is no different. We're going to be talking about jobs at first sight. Joining us via Skype is one of my favorite resource speakers here on Kababayan today, Tracy Wilen-Daugenti. She's a researcher, a speaker, and author. Tracy, thank you so much for joining us today once again. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Thank you, Janelle. Happy Valentine's Day to you, too.
All right, jobs at first sight, how to make prospective and current employers fall in love with us and our work. How do we do that, Tracy?
Well, if you're looking for a job, here's something easy. If you're going to interview, show up on time. You know, time is very important for people looking for jobs and people on the job because it means that you respect.
Yes, let's talk about showing up on time and showing up maybe a little bit earlier. How early can you show up for a job interview?
Okay, here's what I recommend, Janelle, because Los Angeles, Honolulu, the Bay Area where I live, a lot of traffic. Try before the interview a path, time it, and get there early. And I recommend to get there between 15 to 20 minutes before your interview. And if you're too early, go to a coffee shop and review your notes. I think it's important that you show respect by being on time.
Right. And another tip that you have for us is research the firm and the people you're interviewing with.
Absolutely. You want to know who you're going to meet when you get to that interview. You should Google them, look at their LinkedIn profiles, and look at the company website. Know what they look like. Know their jobs. See if you have anything in common, maybe some hobbies. Maybe you even live in the same town or go to the same gym.
And prepare answers to key questions that you will be asked. So just simulate. Just try to think of what they will ask us.
Absolutely. Every career website, Monster Career Builder, About.com, has questions that you can look at that you'll be asked in an interview. They always ask you, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your biggest success. Tell me about your biggest failure. You should have ready answers with really strong statements that are short to prove that you're a very good candidate.
And can you please emphasize this, Tracy? Ask relevant questions because Filipinos are known to be more timid than the others when interviewing. We tend to not ask questions, but just accept whatever they tell us.
Oh, then if you are timid, I would recommend make a list of questions in advance and bring them in with you. That's okay in an interview. And I'll tell you another thing. Don't ask irrelevant questions. So if you have a question like, tell me more about your company, well, you can go on Google and get that answer. You can go to their website and get that answer, and the interviewer will expect you to know about their company. So write down a question, type it into Google. If you can find that answer, it's probably not a good question.
And how do you express interest in the job?
You know, Janelle, everybody forgets to ask for the job. That's before you leave, you should say, I enjoyed our conversation today. Thank you for having me here. And I'd like to know the next steps because I'm very interested in this job and this company, and I want to work here.
Right.
And people want to hear that. They really do.
Okay, love the tips. Now, when you're already in, for people that are, safe and secure in their jobs and they just want to impress their employers or supervisors perhaps, what are your 5 tips for us?
Okay, I'm going to go back to that time thing because I'll tell you why, Janelle. In a recent survey, they found that 16% of employees show up for work late once a week, every week. There's nothing more irritating to a manager than to have people who show up not on time. It's a matter of respect, and I think it's good protocol to get into a habit of having very good skills and time management at work.
And it's not just showing up, but showing up with a great attitude.
Well, actually, in another survey by recruiting firms, they found that the main reason why new hires get fired isn't because they're not skilled or don't have aptitude. It's because they have a lousy attitude. So don't bring your emotions to work, your bad days, your, things happening in your personal life. When you go to work, have a good attitude and be optimistic about your day there. It's very important.
And also raise your hands, like volunteer for special assignments?
Absolutely. Let's say that you're working in a retail store and someone is going on maternity leave in another department and they want someone to cover while she's out maybe for 3 months. Raise your hand for that job. It makes you look like you're engaged at work, you're a team player, and that you want to do things for the company. And at the same time, you'll learn some skills and you'll probably get an advanced network.
Wonderful. Well, I say this over and over again. I love our interviews with Tracy because we learn a lot from her. Tracy, once again, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Janelle.
More power to you. When we return on the show, entertainment news, don't go away.